So what up, everyone? Welcome again to Breaking the Bread TV. It's your boy Kamal, JC, EJ. We got our boy Shem again joining us for another episode. What up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man.
That's good. That's good. We're just gonna get right into it today. Not sure if you guys saw what happened or heard about what happened in Nova Scotia last week. Right, a guy went on a rampage, killing I believe it was 23 people.
Something
in like 13 hours.
Approximately
23 people. They said it went on for about 13 hours. About that.
Yeah.
Said he impersonated an RCMP officer and things like that. And I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. Like, what do you guys? How do you guys feel about that? The fact that it lasted so long, 13 hours.
I feel like it's crazy because we're getting into this. We're getting into this culture where we glorify mass shootings, like where a lot of people find vindication in, getting a gun and airing out all their problems with their gun, and they're gonna get headlines because of it. Whatever their point was, they'll find a sense of solidarity in someone else who will also want to do that. I feel like there's like a. You guys seen the New Zealand shooting where the guy had like other killers?
Yeah.
Like he was praising them. So, I mean, it's pretty creepy just to know like that these people do look at other people who've come before them type shit. Like, there's people who find solidarity in each other. So that's just the creepy part for me. But outside of that, it's very unfortunate. It's very tragic. I don't know how to stop it though.
I hear you.
I feel like it's quite unfortunate that like you would have such a tragic event happen for so long. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the response time could have been different, and they could have taken like many different steps to like alleviate the situation before it got worse too. And even it's something that I think we talked about a little bit last year. You know what I mean? I find like if you have civilians that are able to interject and even try possibly stop a situation by having the right to bear arms, like our American counterparts, that some of these mass shootings that we see or mass like events, like even like with Young Street and things like that and Danforth, that these events could end a lot quicker. You know what I mean? And at the sense too, like I get it, like you want to bring justice as well, but like, do these people that are causing such heinous events deserve to like be in our jails and stuff like that? Like sometimes these people they're just really selfish in what they're doing, and for the acts that they are committing, people should be able to defend themselves whichever way possible.
Are you broaching the category, the general conversation that we should do open carry?
Absolutely.
Of course.
I think
Are
so.
you kidding?
I think so. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
just get your take on it.
I feel like I should have the right to protect my family and my property. I feel like if I see, because I understand where a lot of people are coming from, is like you don't want anybody being able to just go and get a gun.
You are able to do that. I could literally show you guys. So you're able to register for a firearm.
Yeah.
And you are able to use it if there's a B or C scenario to self-defense.
Of course.
If police if police is not able to provide any security, or if there's an unstable sense of a situation where someone else's safety is in harm, or your family or your safety is in harm, you are able to use your gun to protect yourself.
But that's generally confined into your
home.
You know what I mean?
Somebody.
The other side.
You can't do it on roads.
Oh, you can't take.
You would need an authorization to carry, but
Yeah.
only like people like police officers, special agents, things like that. They're able to do that. But regular civilians should be able to defend themselves as well too if police aren't able to respond.
I mean, if they generally can't get a control of this situation with guns, I feel like that's gonna have to be a conversation, because it's a bit unfair to look at it and there's someone toting a strap and they're just carrying it because they don't give a fuck. And like of course you want to I don't like having encounters where it's like you have to look the other way, but sometimes that's what reality is.
That's what you got to do. You got to, because you have to take care of yourself.
But I do hear that. But I mean, in a general sense, it's a good principle to not have a open carry. And I don't think we could survive in a real open carry.
Oh, I think we could.
I think there would be a lot of
definitely
adapting.
Like
Open carry state, like that's Florida. That's
a
Texas.
lot of the
but
American
then-
states.
Yeah, but then when you look at a place that don't have guns, like say England, like those kids over there, they're stabbing each other with swords, man. Like they're hacking each other to death. So no matter what, whether you're like the guy in Young Street ran over a bunch of people with a vehicle, like if somebody wants to kill a bunch of people, they're gonna kill a bunch of people. Same thing with the Boston bombing. You know,
Yep,
like
same thing.
the problem that I have is like the guy in Danforth. How many people did he shoot? And then he killed a little girl, and no, everybody was just running for their lives. Like when somebody's, you know, if I had my gun on me and I'm a legal gun owner and I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I see something like that happening, I should be able to step in and act. But instead, I gotta basically hide and hope that the guy doesn't see me and murder my family. The big thing that I have a problem with is that you don't know if it's gonna be you or the person beside you, and you can't step in to help your neighbor because, you know, with a lot of the states, like one guy, he walked into a carnival, he had a pistol on him, and he was aiming it to shoot somebody, and somebody killed him. Now, that person, when you look at it, and it's like, okay, it's taking life, but at the same time, that guy would have killed like 30 other people.
Exactly.
A large problem that I have, though, is when the people in the government, they get on the TV and they start going, oh, we're so sorry this happened, and we're gonna do more and lock down more guns, and we're gonna stop more people from having it. And it's like, but they're legal gun owners.
America's biggest problem right now is their guns, and America is trying to get rid of the guns, and they never will.
Never, yeah.
No.
Until
It's
the
not gonna
country
happen.
falls apart.
Yeah.
The country
make the
has
guns.
more guns than it has people.
Their constitutional right, the right to
So-
bear arms.
But
Well-
like, if we, like, you guys were saying that you guys are for the fact that we should have open carry here. Don't you think if we do that here, that will become an issue in Canada if we allow
no.
people to have open carry?
Because you gotta remember now, psychologically, you're not the only one with a gun. Anyone can have a
It's
gun.
a deterrent.
You know what I mean?
Like
so
having
you're
a
not gonna
camera in
just
your house, or-
exactly.
you really think it'll be a deterrent? I feel like it's one of those. I feel
like
it would-
people adapt, and I feel
Yeah.
like people are gonna adapt quickly.
Yeah,
Like here's the thing, where you have open carry states, Florida has. I swear to you, we live in the West, in the Western world, where we have all the benefits of life, and Florida has this amazing ability to always exceed like the bounds.
They're in a whole
The
other world
norms,
over there.
Like there's no reality there. It's a different world.
Yeah.
You know? So when you look at their crime, even if you look at their youth detentional facilities, they're just geared different. Like if you get out of one of those, you're gonna be either you're gonna be a hardcore criminal or you're gonna come out as a solid citizen. And I promise you're more so gonna come out a more solid criminal. Because the way they engineer you, you're starving, you're doing intensive bodybuilding in a sense where you're doing cardio. You wake up, you're not eating for like 2 to 3 hours. You're running, push-ups. Like these guys come out.
Oh, like their
different.
second chance. Their second chance.
The second chance programs.
Yeah.
Those aren't really like, you get what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of state. We don't have that kind of need here.
No.
We have youth detention centers, but the way we police is way different.
Oh yeah,
We run more like boot camps almost. I feel like the guys here that go to jail and come out, they come out better criminals because they know I'm gonna get
It's a
locked up
social
next
network.
year.
It's a social networking thing.
Exactly. They know I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna sell me some packs or whatever. I get arrested. I'll come out next year. 2 years from now.
You'll go in.
Take the risk.
You'll meet people who are either doing. You probably wouldn't even meet these guys on roads.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you go in. You crack the people. You come out and you come out as a smarter. You come
Criminal.
out. Yeah. That's what it
smart
is.
criminal.
But I think like the major issue that I think that people are forgetting with this whole like gun situation, that with the media and like talking about how they need to ban guns, that's not the problem that we have. The problem that we have is the illegal guns coming in through the borders. They never really tell you about that part because that'll make them look bad. You know what I mean? With all the border security and everything. There are still more loopholes that people are bringing in illegal guns. If you only had the RCMP program that they have in place to
That's
register
my
for a
problem.
firearm,
That's my
not
problem.
everyone's going to still qualify to get a firearm regardless. You know what I mean? Like, you still have to get your background checks from
I think
ICMP and everything.
I think if they want to get, you know, I don't want to say like the best out of nightlights because that's the most like irrelevant thing. I think if they want a much more, I'd say, an intensive or a more intricate economy here, where it's more entertainment and we're getting into fashion and we're doing these other things, they're gonna have to allow security to start carrying. Like that's the difference.
Yes,
To
absolutely,
host
sure.
bigger events,
Oh, yeah.
you need people who are like, you know, booted and tooted, and they can't be like RCMP
Geek
covers
off
it
the
every time.
streakers,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you have to be
Toronto
actually-
has a bad way of handling things.
Yeah, that is true. Like
Even-
I have my security license and I worked as a security guard, and there's been circumstances where it's like you as a security guard you really don't feel safe to intervene in anything because you don't have the right to bear arms unless you have your license.
You literally have to go and like
Yeah.
if you get hurt, they're like, you know, like
That's
what?
yeah, that's literally it.
That's it, you know.
Yeah, you're literally like in fear of your life, right? And for me, it's like I've always grew up with the sense like, yo, guns don't kill people, people kill people, right? So like for what you guys are saying, like you guys believe that we should have the right to have open carry. EJ said he's against it and all of that, right? My question now is, what do you think drives someone to go on a killing spree or to like wake up one day and be like, yo, I'm gonna go take someone's life? Because for me, like I personally can't do that.
That's saying
Right.
you want to get to the root of what evil is.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
a lot of
Every
people-
situation is
so many-
different.
There's
I know
there's
it's
people
different, yeah.
there's people who will take this conversation and they'll make it a religious conversation.
I think it's bigger than a religious conversation.
oh,
I
for
think
sure.
it's-
Oh,
But
but
I'm
people
saying
don't
though,
take it
there-
there.
there-
They
there
will
is
take it,
people
yeah.
who will take this exact question and turn it into a
yeah.
this is why my religion is.
Yeah.
So okay, but if you want to have a larger conversation, in order for someone to win, someone has to lose. That's the way our society is built up.
Yeah.
It's not built on you get this and I get this and we're not
We're
that.
gonna live in kumbaya and peace.
Nah, if
We
you're
don't
not
do
first,
that
you're
shit.
last.
The West definitely doesn't do that stuff. You know, in the East, it's very fathomable, but our fabric over here is we've stitched into every person's personality that you're you and I'm me, and you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. That's the way we kind of are.
Well,
And everybody looks on each other for, like, you know, like
it's true.
we all make our own cliques, and then it's like we'll look at the other group and be like, oh, and then if you're cool with them, like, you know, you'll go heal them, and then, you know, you'll go back into doing your own bullshit. But that's what most subcultures do, I feel, within the city. There's a lot of subcultures.
Oh yeah.
Even
for
like
sure.
when we're talking about should guns be legal, we're talking about a certain subculture here. We're talking about like Toronto inner city, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
because country people have guns, man. You go into the country, you go into the
all
country,
the time.
You,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see,
everyone's
they just
scared.
walk
Homemade
around with it.
ranges
Like
and
you hear it
everything.
going off all day, bow, boom, boom, bing. Like there's no
Yeah.
problem, you know.
But I mean,
so,
that's more so just for hunting, right? Hunting purposes or whatever.
Hunting
yeah.
and sport as well too, like
Sport,
target practice and
shooting,
everything.
yeah, they do that.
you know when they were doing the, did you guys ever hear about like the Toronto, I don't know if it's the 6 or the 16 or some shit, where they tried blowing up downtown.
No, I don't.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into like why it happened, but it was basically a hate group that I was planning on like trying to go Google this when you guys go home. It's so interesting.
All right.
They were going up north and they were like literally like firing AK-47s.
Hold on, that's funny. Is it up in Minden or Halliburton?
It's somewhere.
Because on the lake where my wife is on, across on the other side, they shut down. There was like
This is old though.
like back in maybe what, like the early 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
like
could be the same
they were
thing.
over,
06.
okay, they were over there and they were doing like the people
Yeah, they
called
were
the
doing
RCMP
training.
because
Yeah,
they're doing
yeah.
training there.
They're doing training there.
and they
Oh,
shut
shit.
down the whole one
thing.
side on Mountain Lake.
Wow.
It was they were like, okay, so they were I hate calling them out because the media loves propagating like the Muslims, but it was
It was like Al Qaeda or something like that.
It wasn't Al Qaeda, but it was like an
It wasn't, no, but it was like back still, but it was like back in those times. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
okay,
Like
okay.
the war in Iraq and all that stuff.
They claimed they were angry, and it was like the thing with Islam is I believe they have many different sects. So for them, they were a group of people that found solidarity in each other, and they ended up just, you know, banging their set, but you know it turned into them just taking it a bit too far and busting out AK-47s and doing like they were like doing like the crawls through the fields and shit. And the leader was cheesed because he's like, these guys aren't capable of carrying out this plan.
Wow.
They're literally getting like recorded like talking shit about like how these guys aren't able to do anything. The person who's running this boot camp.
Okay.
Like it's interesting, but
Yeah.
basically they were taking uranium, enriched uranium, and they were trying to move it throughout the downtown core and then blow it up.
Okay,
That's
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 interesting.
accurate.
That's
That's
interesting. Y'all make sure y'all go and definitely check that out. Do your research and all that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
We're kind of pressed for time right now, but before we run out of time, like I want to get your take to the question I asked earlier. Right. Like, what do you think leads people to say like, yo, I'm gonna go on a massive killing spree, or I'm gonna go and take someone's life today? I know EJ just tuned in. I just want to hear what you guys want to say before we wrap it up.
It all comes down to like, I think like what the person's going through. You know what I mean? A lot of times like these people, like they're going through a lot of psychological things. It could be depressed. They may not have like the right outlets to like reach out to people and things like that. And I don't want to just peg it all on like mental health. There are like some people that are out there that they just want to be like, you know, reckless in that sense. But a lot of times when you really look into the personalities of these people and the lives that they're going through, they have some things that they need to get cleared up. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not mistaken, the Young Street Van guy, I believe that he was an incel or something like that. He used to write like a lot of like hate and stuff like that on the internet. Yeah, and like he was just hating on a lot of things in society. He just wanted to like react, like, you know what I mean? Even like the Danforth shooter, like there's previous times where he was even getting caught for certain things or like checked on for certain things, and then he just snapped one day and then he went to do what he did. So I feel like, you know, people just want to dig the extremes. I think it also ties in what EJ was saying about that vindication of wanting to like, you know, like, you'll make the headlines and things like that. People finally talk about you, give you your attention. Yeah. But even like going back to what we were first talking about as well, about legalization, if criminals are allowed to get like this vindication, why can't like law-abiding citizens have that vindication of bringing justice to their like society and being able to help curb some of these things before they get worse, you know?
I hear you.
I feel like now, sorry to say, but a lot of people are weak now, man. Society has become weaker. Like, people mentally cannot handle life. You know, like, it's hard for them. And so they branch off into, like, they feel like the world owes them something and they're not getting what's owed to them, right? So they feel like they have to take it out on somebody. Like, you know, and life is hard, man. You just love your fellow neighbor, and, you know, you try to do the best you can to keep your head above water. But to go out and murder, it takes a special kind of asshole to go out and murder a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know,
no, but you really, like, I really wonder, like, what gets you to that point. Like, what's the
makes you
build
break?
Yeah,
what
it's
makes
a
you
break
break? Because, okay, I feel like society in the West generally flirts with being a badass.
Yeah.
To an
Like,
extent,
that's what we're all about here, right?
Yeah.
But there's a sense of constantly pushing that boundary where it's like, I don't know if people really know when to contain, like, I don't know if people really box, like, there's a boundary on this and then there's a boundary on that. They don't know how to split what they see in a movie and what's on TV from what they're doing or what they hear in a music song. And they actually, like, you know, some people I know really will hear a track from, you know, their neighborhood and feel generally associated with it. You know?
And
regular kids. Even
Yeah.
suburban kids. Like, you know, like, as
Absolutely.
suburban kids will never go through what someone in the ends will go through. But, you know, they'll be the first to try and hop on a wave and, you know, like, try and get some quick, you know, looks. So that's something that I generally look at, and it's like you got to pay attention to these things. Like, people are generally looking for a sense of fame being around a badass.
Yeah, and it's almost like an outlet. Like they listen to the music, and the music is an outlet for their regular life. So, and what you're talking about is absolutely true, because I've seen it when, you know, the suburban kids, they get older and, you know, they love Toronto so much, so they become, you know, in their early or their late teens, then they move to Toronto, or they know friends in Toronto, they're going in and out, is a kid in fucking Brampton that now wants to be a thug. You know what I mean? And then now he's 19 years old. He gets a burner, and you know he's going in and out of downtown, and you know he's selling his little drugs. But to the core, he's a suburban kid.
Yeah.
You know, so what makes a person get to that point?
Brampton's doing a lot of that shit now. Like Brampton's is getting a lot of the gentrified like parts of the city to move to Brampton. But yeah, we love our badasses.
I think just before we go, just like for the people out there, when these things happen, and I don't want everyone to just only think that banning guns is a solution. Make sure you do your research on like the whole process of what we have here about legalizing guns, the actual application process as well too, and understand that it's not really, I guess, specifically the guns that is the issue. It's more of how they're getting here, and there's other things that you could look into. So just do your research, pretty much. Do your research and then make your own judgment on if you think we should have them and things like that. Or even just ask yourself, if you were a person that was there in that situation, and would you rather be running away or would you rather save the day? You know.
I just want to say one more thing to the same thing though. I personally, the politicians should not be trying to look like they're doing something and actually do something about it. That's a big issue because they want to act like they're dealing with the guns when people get murdered, when the murder rates are high. But when they have actual chance to do it, they don't do it. Like last year, Justin Trudeau was going to come into office. He said, guns are bad, guns this, guns that. He came into office, and what did he do?
Yeah.
He hired a deputy prime minister. He goes on vacation, comes back with a beard, and he basically has a lady doing his job. And he got voted into to do the damn job.
People don't want to see him in that position. They were saying we were going to have an election this September.
Yeah, we should. We absolutely should.
Yeah, we should. But with all that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Man, thank you for tuning in with us. Let us know what you guys think about if an open carry should be something that becomes legal right here in Canada. Also, man, we touched on mental health. If you're struggling from mental health issues, please, I urge you to go and take care of that. Right, that's a big thing that's going on right now. We wish you all the best. Again, it's your boy Kamal, Justin, EJ, and our boy Shem for joining us. And man behind the camera today, Tommy. All right, thank y'all for tuning in
Put
again.
the highlights on his face.
For sure. Again, like, share, subscribe, man. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. As our boy Tommy shouted out, man, you guys can reach out to us as well if you need any help with mental health issues or things like that. All right, we're all here. We're a family. We love y'all. Man, hit us up. Tune in next time for another episode on Breaking the Bread TV.
Peace.
Oh, and make sure you jump off the building with your team in Warzone.
Yes.
I'm just saying.